What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G tips and tricks and hidden features. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to get the most out of your device. Now, the first thing I want to show you is how to remove animations on the T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G. Now, with this phone, when you're going to certain apps, there is an animation. So for example, as you can see right there, going to Google Chrome, there was a brief animation. Same thing with going to the camera app. So if you want to kind of speed up things here in the phone, you can remove those animations. Now to do this, you're going to pull down the shade, go to the gear icon, which will take you to the settings, go to search, and then type in animation, and you'll see right there, remove animations. So go there, and then there it is right there. So enable that, and then now, when navigating around the phone, there are no animations. So you can see things are pretty much near instant here when pulling up certain apps. So it definitely speeds up the process quite a bit. And also, even doing other functionalities, like going to your recent apps menu, you can see here, no animations. Same thing when going into the app, no animations as well. And then same thing when leaving it. So definitely a nice, quick, and easy way to speed things up here on the phone. Now with the T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G, we do get the traditional Android 3-button navigation enabled by default. So essentially with this setup, we have the back button, the home button, and the recent apps button. However, if you'd prefer to have gesture-based navigation instead, this phone is capable of doing that. So let me show you how to enable that feature. So you're going to once again swipe down, go to the settings, go to search, type in nav, and you'll see right there system navigation. So go there. Then you'll see right there that it does say 3-button navigation. So go there, and then now we have the option to switch over to gestures. So when you select that, you'll see now the 3 buttons are gone, and instead we just have one small line here. So with gesture-based navigation, you swipe up to go home, you swipe partially up to go to your recent apps, and then you swipe from the side to go back. Now I know for many people they do prefer the regular 3-button navigation. However, if you've never used gesture-based navigation, I do at least recommend giving it a try. But if you end up deciding that you do prefer the 3-button navigation, you can easily switch back to that. And as you can see, we once again have those 3 buttons. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to remove touch sounds on the T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G. Now you might have not noticed, or you might have noticed, but when you tap on a button, especially the navigation buttons here, you'll actually hear a sound. So when you tap on the home button, you'll hear kind of like a little tap sound, and it's not very loud or obvious, but at the same time, I know that some people will want to get rid of that. So to remove touch sounds, you're going to go back to the settings, go to search, type in touch sounds, and then search, and you'll see right there, touch sounds, so go there. So then you can disable that, and now there won't be any sounds when tapping on the various navigation buttons. And then this also applies to other areas throughout the operating system that tend to use touch sounds. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to add a battery percentage in the upper right corner on this phone. So by default, with the T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G, we just have the battery icon, which gives us at least some sort of indication, but at the same time, it doesn't give us the precise percentage. Now to get the percentage, you're going to pull down the shade, go to the gear icon for the settings, go to search, type in battery, and you'll see right there battery percentage. So go there, and then there it is right there. And then now you can enable that, and then we now have the battery percentage in the upper right corner. And it doesn't matter where you are throughout the operating system, it'll be there for your convenience. Now heading back over to this main battery menu, you can see that we do have some other options. One of those is battery usage. So if it seems like your phone is losing battery very quickly, you can actually go there to see which apps are actually contributing to the phone depleting its battery. So maybe there's one certain app that's really using a lot of your battery, you'll be able to go there and find out which app that is. Another option is battery saver, so let's go there. And essentially with battery saver, it will turn off various background activities and also some network connections as well. And by doing this, it will further prolong your battery life. So if it seems like you have a long day ahead of you and no ability to get to an outlet to recharge your phone, or maybe you didn't bring a power bank with you, then you might definitely want to consider using this feature. So when you enable that, again, it will eliminate a lot of background activities. You'll still be able to use the phone, but at the same time, it's certainly not the same experience. But in exchange for that, the battery will last quite a bit longer. Now, if you find yourself using this feature pretty consistently, you can actually set a schedule right here. And in addition to that, by default, the phone is set to leave battery saver mode if you are recharging the device and it goes above 90%. Now heading back over to the main settings area, the next thing I want to show you is how to modify some of the display settings. So go down to where you see display and go there. and you'll see quite a few different options. The first one is for dark theme, so you can have this turn on automatically if you want to, or you can enable it manually here. But essentially with dark theme, it makes everything a lot darker, as you'd imagine. But this is especially helpful in nighttime situations, or maybe you're in the movie theater and you need to go on your phone briefly, then this definitely will be useful there. Another option you might want to consider modifying here is the screen timeout. So I did set this to 30 minutes since I've been making a lot of videos about the phone, but I believe the default is 30 seconds. However, if you want the phone's display to turn off faster when you're not using the phone, you can change it to 15 seconds, or if you want the display to stay on a bit longer, you can always adjust that accordingly. So certainly something here that I recommend kind of trying out to see which screen timeout time best applies to the way that you prefer to use your phone. And I suppose you can even set it to 8 hours if you really want the screen to stay on for a long period of time. Now back here looking at the other options, you can see that we have the ability to adjust the font size, display size as well. So if you want things to be bigger here in general, then you do have the ability to modify that. There's also lift awake. Now that is enabled by default. So essentially when the display is off and you lift the phone, let me give this a try. You can see it does actually wake up the display. Now there is another option here that's not enabled by default, which I highly recommend enabling, and that is tap to wake. So essentially when the display is off like this, you can just double tap on the display and it'll now show you the lock screen. So on here then you can see your various notifications and then enter the device. So certainly something that I highly recommend enabling. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to take a screenshot with the T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G. Now there's actually two different methods that I want to show you on how to accomplish this. Now the first way to take a screenshot with the phone is to simply hold the volume down and power button for about a second. So you can see when doing that, it takes the screenshot, and then from there, you can share it or edit it. So that's very easy and very convenient. Now another way to take a screenshot is through your recent apps. So go to your recent apps button, pick the app that you want to screenshot. So I'm going to screenshot this web page right here. You'll see that there is now a screenshot option at the bottom of the display. So tap on that screenshot button and it'll now take the screenshot as you can see right here. And then once again, you can share it or edit it. Now the next thing I want to show you is a quick and easy way to access the camera app on the T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G. And all you have to do, and this is enabled by default, is just double press on the power button. So let me show you right now. So you can see just like that, it pulls up the camera app. Now you can do this from anywhere throughout the operating system. Just double press on the power button and it'll pull up the camera. Now the next feature I want to show you is called app pinning. So essentially, if there's a certain app that you want to stay on the phone here, then you can actually pin that app so that someone can't leave the app without entering in your password. So for this example, I'm going to pin this web page. So we're going to go back to the settings to accomplish this. So go there, go to search, type in app pinning, and you'll see right there app pinning under security. So go there, and you can see at the moment it is not enabled, but we'll go there, enable it, go to OK. And then now with this enabled, we can go back to the app that we want to pin, and then go to your recent apps from that app, and then hold down on the logo, and you'll see there's now an option for pin. So we'll pin that, and then you can see the app is pinned. So this keeps it in view until you unpin. Touch and hold back in overview to unpin. So let's do that. So now you can see that I can't leave this app and it is stuck here. Now I can see this especially being helpful if you're running a business. Maybe you have a restaurant, for example, and you have your mobile menu on this phone and you don't want people to leave the menu. Then they can't do that without the pin. And then to get out of this, you're going to hold down the back and recent apps buttons. And then now I can put in my pin code and we're now out of that pinned app and we can go back to the home screen. So it is a bit of a niche feature, but at the same time, still something that I think a lot of people are not aware of that this phone is capable of doing. And then the final thing that I want to show you is how to do split screen for various apps. So for this example, I'm going to have a YouTube video on one half, and then on the other half, I'm going to have a web browser. So what we'll do is go to your recent apps, assuming that you've already loaded up the two apps that you want to split here, pick the first app. So I'm going to go with YouTube. So I'm going to hold down on the logo, and you'll see right there, split screen. So then I need to pick the second app. So I'll pick that web browser. And then now you can see just like that, it has split things 50-50 here. So I can watch the video and then at the same time, I can scroll on the web browser. Now, in addition to that, you can also move this middle bar one way or the other if you want to have one app take up the majority of the space. Now, in this situation, I think it would make the most sense to have the web browser take up most of the space with the remaining top portion of it being for the actual YouTube video itself. But you can see, just like that, I can now do that. And then, if I want to get out of this, I just take the bar and drag it all the way, one way or the other, to have a certain app take over completely. But this concludes my video on tips, tricks, and hidden features for the T-Mobile Revvl 6 5G. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, definitely give it a thumbs up, and most importantly, let me know what you think about this device. But thanks again for watching, everybody. This is Kevin here, and I will see you in the next video.